Click, 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 and a clack. Right. Okay, folks. I'm sure you heard that. We'll do it again. I do not know what's going on with this. Anyway, so this is a new song. Heard those words before? The song's new, the strings ain't. It's called Flirting With Love Again. 3, 4, 19. And it's in the key of A, I hope. 1, 2, 3, 4. It was 2 a.m. in the Flamingo Club. He was leaning against the bar, watching human shadows come and go, nursing his drink for an hour. Pretty maids lined up in a row, hair lacquered wolves on their own. Good and bad decisions being made, intentions traded, names remain unknown. A murmur went out as the music stopped. The crowd parted and she stepped through. She glided by with enigmatic grace. His breath paused as she came into view. Her dancing eyes saw everything, sparkling like sapphires in the rain. A million dreams appeared before him, and he was flirting with love again. She moved past the vain and vapid, and sat at a table at the rear. She slowly took a sip of her martini, daring fake admirers to come near. One with 2 aces approached and played his opening line. Her silent stare spoke a volume that they would never erase from their mind. He ran through various scenarios as he watched the cattle cabaret. He knew she'd heard every opening gambit. What could he possibly say? One by one the pawns moved, rebuffed with a look of disdain. He knew he shouldn't enter the game, but he was flirting with love again. Her beauty defied description, a living pre-Raphaelite portrait. She moved like a symphony of waves with a smile that saints would consecrate. Whatever you could offer her never would suffice. Flattery tongues offered trinkets to her and paid a heavy price. His reverie was interrupted as she lively arose to leave. All he could hear was the sound of his heart beating on his sleeve. As she paused, he whispered, "Though you go, you will always remain." She paused and raised one eyebrow, and he was flirting with love again. So let's take one. If you heard the, I'll never put it up, but man, if you could have heard the sound of the tuning. So this is a 20-minute video of me just trying to get 3 strings in tune to where I want them to be. Anyway, so a brief talkie here. That song is called Flirting With Love Again, and it was inspired by a young lady that I met about 5 days ago when I wrote a song for her. We had a brief interaction, there's a video about it. I'm not entirely sure what the song is. I'm trying to look over here. No, it's over there. Beauty King, I don't know. It might be Four Seasons of the Heart, but I'm not entirely sure. Well, you just have to watch all my material and it'll tell you at the intro, yeah. And this lady had an amazing coloured nail polish on, and I remarked upon it, which seemed to take her on the back foot. I would imagine that throughout her adult life, and perhaps even in her late teens, you know, that people had remarked on many things about her, but I don't think anyone was there were certainly not a man, you know. Fantastic, phenomenal colour, nail polish. Thank you, she said. It's my favourite colour. Have a nice day, I said, and away I went. And purely by chance, I left the solicitor's office early this morning, and I bumped into her again. Isn't it strange how these things work? If you ever wondered that, of course you have, we all have, but if you just woke up 1 second later, you know, your entire day would have been on a different cogwheel, and, you know, it would have meshed with someone else's cogwheel at different points, you know, all those things. You know, life is a tectonic plate of puzzle pieces, really, isn't it? You know? And I've never been able to find the corners in mine. Don't close your eyes, Paul, because they won't open again. Sorry, memo to self there. And I said to her, I said, yeah, what colour is your nail varnish? And I said, we met the other day, and I said, I really wish that I'd ask you what colour it was, because I said it's going to sound weird, but I wrote a song about that was kind of inspired by your nail polish, and I wish I knew what colour it was. I'd have worked it into the song, you know, with the title, thinking, you know, she would say it's you know, midnight lavender, or I don't know, and you know, whatever might come up with, or just a plain colour, you know, lilac or something, you know. It's called Flirting Again. Who names a nail varnish Flirting Again? You know. Anyway, so, and the again part is kind of, you know, it's a bit like if you ever see a boat, you know, called Unsinkable 2. You think, well, what happened to Unsinkable 1? Okay, so this is called Flirting Again. So how successful was, you know, the flirting nail varnish, you know, and stuff. Anyway, so I kind of, before I could start, I said, I should write a song. How on earth are you going to write a song called Flirting Again? Anyway, so that's the song, and I kind of like it in that it doesn't end, you know, you don't know how the story ends. Will you stop making that noise? I don't know what is going on there. It's picking up some kind of metal from somewhere. Might have been my pacemakers on the fritz. Fooled ya. I remembered. Anyone remember that in England 1972? I remembered. Wish I brought my brolly. So, yeah, so you don't know how the story ends there, you know, so it's like part 1 of a 2-part episode, yeah, you know, so he's there leaning against the bar and all these other potential suitors go up and try and woo this vision of beauty and charisma and elegance and enigmatism. And then she rises till she rebuffs them all, you know, the Castle Cabaret, I think I call it, and then she's going to leave, and he takes his chance, and as she's passing him, you know, and he's thinking, what can I possibly say that she's never heard before, and he says, there you go. you will always hear that annoying metallic noise in your ears. Though you go, you will always remain. And she stops, and as it says, and she just stops and raises an eyebrow. And that's it. You don't know how it goes, you know. I did have kind of another one, you know, where it was another verse, you know. And what was it? She said, should we go out and look at the stars? And no, it's not right now. I could stand to look at them. That's right, yeah. She said, should we go out and look at the stars? He said, I could stand to see one more. He made sure he accidentally touched her hand. No, he leaned in to accidentally touch her hand as she was opening the door. I kind of like that line, you know. He made a point of accidentally touching her hand. But I like that entire line as well, you know. She says, should we go out and look at some stars? And he looked at me and said, well, you know, I could stand to see one more. But anyway, so we're finished there. Now I'm going to do one more take with a plectrum, maybe with a harmonica. Well, that's the intention. These days the intentions are one thing and the actuality is another, but I'm going to try. Do it for the song and it for yourself.